Well, for my third whiskey of the evening, I'm going back in time, back to basics. Now, back 5, 6 years ago, I was already familiar with some Speyside like Glenlivet and Glenfiddich, and I was watching a documentary about whiskey because I was just starting to get interested in whiskey more than just casually. This is about 6 years ago, and I was watching this thing, and they showed Glen. They were giving you like a tour of going around Speyside, and so you had the Glenfiddich and the Glenlivet, and then they said, well, for something really special, you just go down the road to Glenfarclas. Oh, Glenfarclas, eh? All right, I'm going to have to give that a try. So I went to the liquor store and I found Glenfarclas. It was a 12-year-old Glenfarclas, but it was a special West Coast edition. Basically, well, here's the Glenfarclas 12, and it had a painting, a First Nations style painting of a whale right about here where it says single malt Scotch whiskey. And it was West Coast edition, so I bought that, and I found that it was very much sherry. And I didn't know what to make of this at the time because sherry to me tasted just like wine, and I was more in favor of ex-bourbon maturation or peated whiskey. That's where I kind of started on Scotch, and for me, it was more of an acquired taste to go towards sherry maturation and wine maturation. However, I have grown to love several sherry whiskeys, and the one that really converted me was another Glenfarclas, the Glenfarclas 15. That one, it's just awesome juice. But I'm going back to the basics here, and I'm going to go try this Glenfarclas 12 because I don't think that my journey would be complete without revisiting this one at least once. And I don't know if this is the same version as the West Coast edition, because the West Coast edition had a whale painted on here, and it was a 750 ml bottle, I'm pretty sure, because it was made for the West Coast. This one is a 700 milliliter bottle, so I guess it's a British edition. And it's 43% alcohol by volume. There is nothing left in here. Here's our nice, classy little bottle of Glenfarclas 12. And there's the back of it. And it's got international symbols and everything. Well, is there something to read on here? Yes, there is. There's a bunch of stuff to read on here. So I'm going to first open this, pour a dram, then I'm going to read that stuff while it opens up a little bit. Yes, I know I always start with the neck pour, but I always like to have a first impression. And if the first impression is favorable, usually things get better from that point on. If the first impression is not so favorable, well, it's possible that given time, the whiskey will either settle down or open up, improve in one way or another. Oh, good pops lately. There's one quig-sized dram. About 50 milliliters, approximately, give or take. And here we got what it says. This is not just a bottle of 12-year-old Highland malt. Well, Speyside, but they're allowed to call it Highland because Speyside is a part of the Highlands. It is the result of over 180 years of tradition and experience, of secrets carried and nurtured through 6 generations of my family here in the heart of Speyside. Ah, there's the Speyside being mentioned, okay. Many have wondered at the origins of the unique taste of Glenfarclas. Some believe the secret lies in the tumbling waters of the green burn married with fresh Highland air. Others believe it is our great copper stills, which continue to be direct fired, and some believe the secret is my family's uncompromising commitment to maturing Glenfarclas in the best oak casks in traditional dunnage warehouses. Wherever the secret lies, we invite you to share in enjoying and savoring Glenfarclas. John L.S. Grant. And then it says Produits d'Écosse, www.glenfarclas.com. And then there's a UPC code. Yeah, and nothing else is different here. Distilled and bottled by J&G Grant, Glenfarclas Distillery, Speyside, AB379BD, Scotland. Established in 1836. Good long time ago, that. All right. Enough with the preliminaries. Let's give this a shot. Right away, I'm getting fruity on the nose. I'm getting plums. I'm getting maraschino cherries that have been marinated in that juice forever. I'm getting some vanilla under that. But that maraschino cherry juice is it's out front. This is not quite as I remember the one with the whale painted on the bottle. A lot of that maraschino cherry. What else am I getting? Getting some stone fruit along with that maraschino cherry and plums. I think the sherry is acting as an overcoat, covering other flavors that may manifest themselves on the palate. But that cherry juice note is just lovely. Going to the other nostril, there's something else happening. More fruits, a lot of fruits here. Very fruity. So some stone fruits, some maraschino cherry. There might be some pear and apple hiding underneath that sherry overcoat. I know there's some vanilla, maybe some toffee, but I'm not gonna speculate beyond what I actually am getting. I'm getting hints of those things, but not, a little bit of chocolate too. Just a hint. This is a beautiful nose. I'm glad I got this bottle, and I'm glad I'm revisiting and going back in time. I'm glad I'm going back 6 years or so to when I saw that documentary and when I started getting a little more serious into whiskey, rather than drinking Boilermakers and that kind of thing. All right, I'm going to take a little sip of water. Okay, maybe a big gulp. Now I'm going to taste this. Mmm. Going by memory alone, where the one with the whale on it was more figs and dates, this is more maraschino cherries and peaches. I like this. Did I mention stone fruits? I thought I did. But I'm just going from memories that are 6 years old. I don't think any bottles of that West Coast edition exist anywhere anymore. Maybe in the back of some old guy's liquor cabinet. And he hasn't opened the bottle yet. Hmm. %43 alcohol by volume, 700 mils. What did I pay for this? I'm curious too, because it's been a while. Glenfarclas 12. 1 times 700 milliliters. Let's turn this calculator on. $8.60. Liquor tax. $4.30. Goods and services tax. 10 cents bottle deposit. Plus the price of admission. $85.99. $98.99, so $99 out the door. 99 Canadian dollars out the door. That's about $75 US out the door. See, $98.99. Is it worth it? It's very good. It's very nice. But I recall, excuse me, whiskey makes me burp. This is my third whiskey of the night. The first one was the Darrell Sittler, J.P. Weiser's NHL Alumni Series. The second one was some Alberta Premium while editing the Darryl Sittler NHL Alumni Series whiskey video. And now this is the third one. This is the first two were at 40%. This one's at 43%. I always go from lower to higher alcohol by volume content. This is very nice. I am very much in favor of this dram. I can sit here and enjoy the stone fruits and the maraschino cherries that cover up the toffees and the caramels and the vanillas that you get. This is very, very nicely put together. And, you know, it may be a beginner whiskey, but what a beginner whiskey this is. There's enough here to keep me interested. Even going back after all this time. Although this is not exactly the same Glenfarclas 12 that I had 6 years ago. Oh, I'm doing everything out of order now. Surprise, surprise. What do we got for legs? I see a bunch of trails of droplets going down the side of the glass. At 43%, well. Slanchula.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.